Hi, I'm Chris.
And I'm Cole.
Welcome to our home. Today, we wanted to come to you guys and talk about the movie that we talked about last week and all agreed we were going to watch. What was it called again? The Newsies. And so today we're going to be looking at the Newsies and kind of looking at how many questions? 21?
No, but
Did you scale it back a little bit?
No, really, I didn't.
Right. All right. Well, do you know how many you have?
No, but
because you got it in categories?
Yeah.
All right. So we've got a bunch of questions. And so we're going to take a look at those. Why don't you take some of the lead and I'll just kind of bounce off of you a little bit here and there.
All right, I was going to try and just give a few of my thoughts. I like the writing in this movie, just before we start. By the way, there's spoilers. This isn't a spoiler-free discussion. But so the first thing I was going to say is I love the writing in this movie. I really thought from the dialogue to the way they foreshadow events, I thought that was done very well. I really like the character of Jack in the movie. It was really good. I really like the music. I mean, I wouldn't say it's as catchy as, just every musical out there, but it's really good still, though.
Right.
The delivery of the lines were good. The character Sarah, I didn't just particularly like myself. And then also, I thought Mr. Pulitzer was a great villain, personally.
Yeah, what are you guys thinking? That I see, we've got somebody watching. We wonder, what do you think? Your thoughts on the movie? Did you enjoy it? Did you not? Kind of who did you like? Who did you not? That sort of thing. If you're interactive at all, comment to the side and let us know.
Yeah.
And so, hey, we got a couple more people have joined on. And so Cole was giving his thoughts to the movie, kind of gave some things he liked and didn't like, people he liked and people he didn't like, that sort of thing. Y'all comment who maybe your favorite character was and, whether you liked the movie or didn't like the movie, that sort of thing.
Yeah. All right.
I loved it. It was great. Well, I'll be honest with y'all. I sat down to watch it. We put it off till last night to watch, and I dug a whole flower bed and built it yesterday. And I got in there and I laid down and we started to watch it, and I was out before the movie even began, wasn't I?
Yeah.
I was out, and then I don't have a chance to watch it today. So maybe next time I can watch it, ahead of time. We won't schedule it for the last minute, but Cole's going to give his feedback. He said, Dustin said, I love Newsies. I sing along with most of the songs. How'd you feel about the songs?
I thought the songs were great, but someone else. Yeah, I know last week you said you weren't super duper partial to Disney songs, like musicals.
Yeah,
so I don't know.
Is it very musical?
It's very musical. From like literally the first scene, there's a musical in it. So, but I like musicals. So,
right.
All right. So why don't we move on to some of the questions? So, what was your favorite scene in the movie? My favorite.
You share yours, and then they can comment back.
My favorite scene in the movie was at the very end when the Newsies win. Personally, I just felt like you see this big character, Mr. Pulitzer. He's like this very powerful character, and then he just crumbles at the end. And the way they played it up to where, I guess, just because the whole movie was leading up to it, and it was done so well, it was kind of like, yes. Kind of like...
so you were like on their side and rooting, and then he fell, and then you were like, yes, like sweet victory.
Yeah.
Gotcha. What about you, Dustin? What did you enjoy? Did you feel the same way as it led up to that moment, and then that happened? Were you like, yes, or did you, identify differently than that on the character base, and you were like, no, I wanted him to win. I know it's not a win or lose, but
that if you had watched the movie,
nobody would have done that.
Nobody would have wanted the guy to win.
He says he loves that scene too. When all the working children of New York unite. Very good.
All right. So let's move on to what was your least favorite scene in the movie?
All right. So, what was your least favorite scene in the movie?
I would say, personally, for me, the scene with Meta, I think that's her name. I looked it up. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but I guess I just didn't really like her character very much. She made me feel uncomfortable. Let's just say that. Her parts were a little inappropriate. So I didn't just love her scenes. So.
All right. What about you, Dustin? Did you enjoy, or the other 4 people viewing? And thanks for the like on the video. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
Did any of y'all enjoy, or what was your least favorite scene in the movie? Maybe you had a different one than Cole. And so, why don't you look at the next question? Is this movie overrated or underrated, or is it judged fairly, Cole?
Yeah, that was the next question. For me, I think this movie is actually very underrated. Honestly, after watching it, I watched it twice, but it's, in my opinion, in the top 10 of my favorite live-action Disney movies. I'd personally put it over something like any of the live-action movies, like that are remakes of like Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, movies like that. Although I think the song and even sometimes some of the story is less as good as.
Less is good. It's not as good as.
It's not as good as other Disney movies.
Gotcha.
So that may just be me, but I still feel like this movie is very underrated.
You think it should have got a whole lot more?
Yeah.
Shelf time and advertising time and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Y'all comment also if you feel the same way or you disagree. I mean, how about this? Who was the best character in the movie?
I think it was the main character, Jack.
So Andy said, plan to watch it this weekend.
Yeah.
Well, let me give you a hint, Andy. Don't go work in the garden and then go in and sit down to watch it, because you will be out before it even begins if you're like me. I didn't even get to the opening line.
You didn't even get to see me turn it on.
That's true. I didn't even get to the on button. Dustin said, it's definitely one of my favorite movies. I think it's very underrated too. It has a cult following though. So.
Yeah, I know it has somewhat of a cult following, but I just don't think. I think a lot more people would really appreciate it if they saw it nowadays.
Gotcha.
All right, so I said my favorite character which was Jack. I liked his. I won't say I liked his motives, but I thought his motives were interesting in the long haul of the film. Like at the end, it paid off what he was wanting to do as his motivations changed.
Yeah, y'all comment your favorite character also, so we kind of get an idea. Maybe some of us thought it was, like Cole did, Jack, and some of you may have thought it was somebody else. I mean, Cole's second favorite was Mr. Pulitzer. What do you think of the villain?
All right. The villain, I thought Mr. Pulitzer was a great villain. He was almost like, what's the right word? He was basically crazy, honestly, in my opinion. He was like all about power. He's almost kind of like the opposite of Nemo.
The opposite of Nemo. Okay. Okay.
He was just
talking about from 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
But he was just like a really good character, in my opinion. He, the person who played him, I was looking for who played him, and I couldn't find him. But let me see. My favorite character is Jack Kelly too, Cowboy. That was what they called him.
And then he says also Mr. Denton.
Yeah, that was. I'm gonna go into his character a little bit.
Mr. Denton.
Yeah.
All right. So your favorite? You thought the villain, Mr. Pulitzer, was good.
Yeah.
Y'all comment and let us know. Did you think the character was good, or did you think he was just? Or?
I wish Disney would do more villains like this guy.
So you thought he was crazy?
Yes, he was kind of. He was crazy like 101 Dalmatians, the girl from 101 Dalmatians.
Oh, like Cruella de Vil, kind of crazy. That's crazy, I'm telling you. All right. So y'all comment and let us know, Did you think Mr. Pulitzer was crazy?
Robert
I mean,
Duvall.
obviously,
I couldn't find.
Robert Duvall
Yeah.
played Pulitzer. Okay. Very good.
All right.
What do you think of the music, Cole? What did you think of the music?
The music was great, in my opinion. I mean, there's nothing more to say other than it was really good music. I thought it was very catchy, and then it was very well paced. The music, it wasn't like a very sad scene and then they jump into a happy song. All the scenes really connected well with the music. I mean, I don't have much more to say than I thought the music was really good.
Right. Well, very good. I know Dustin said it was. He likes to sing along with it. He commented earlier.
Yeah.
If anybody else has a comment and you want to say how you felt about the music, be sure and comment and let us know. Andy, you and I are in the same place here. I mean, we're not going to be able to say much here.
All right. So,
what about what's the big comment? Dustin did. He said, "I really like the song. I own the sound of the songs. I own the soundtrack."
I bet you the soundtrack would be really good, especially if you're just like sitting in the car, just
driving on a road trip or something.
Yeah. All right. So
what was your favorite song, Cole?
My favorite song was "Seize the Day," with a close one being "King of New York."
Seize the Day, with the closest one being King of New York.
Yeah, I'm the King of New York was the title of the song. It was they were both very catchy.
Y'all comment and let us know what you think your favorite song was, or what your favorite song was. You may not just be thinking it was.
If I'm going to list my third one, it would probably be, what's the one where they're singing? You wouldn't know this. I almost asked you, but you haven't seen the film, so.
Yeah. And like I said, I fell asleep. Sorry.
Anyways, there's another song I really liked. I can't think of the title of it, though, off the top of my head.
I'd actually planned to watch it when I got home today from work, but then I had to work late for a meeting, so it just didn't work out.
That happens.
Yeah. All right. Did the characters in the movie help or hinder the music?
Destined Times As the World Will Know. That's the one. That's my third favorite. But
okay.
It's very emotional in those scenes when it played.
The world will know. All right. So did the character in the movie help or hinder the music?
The characters.
Yeah, I'm sorry. The characters in the movie help or hinder the music.
I personally thought they were very unique to like a musical genre. You don't really see very many New York, Brooklyn type characters singing in a musical. So it was very unique. And I think the characters did well in singing the songs. So I thought they did well. It was, it helped. So.
Okay. Y'all comment and let us know what you felt. Also, did you feel like the characters helped or hindered with the music part? You know, certain characters can make a song or break a song. You know, I know with High School Musical that works. Sometimes you're like, that character made that song not as good as it could have been, and then other times you're like, that song rocked because the character made it go that extra mile. And so, y'all comment and let us know.
Yeah.
Also, how about this? Did you like the trio, Jack, David, and Spot?
I did. I liked David. I think David and Jack played off each other really well. I liked how Jack was kind of like the older brother to Spot, which is ironic because David is the older brother to Spot, but Jack acts more like an older brother to Spot.
So Jack treats him more like an older brother.
You mean younger brother?
That's what I meant. I'm sorry. Jack acts more like the older brother.
Yeah.
And that makes sense.
But you still have David still treat him like a younger brother. But I still felt like Jack did a pretty good job on that.
What's he say there? Les is the younger brother.
Well, I messed up on that one. That's my bad. I didn't mean to. I looked it up twice, and I guess I just messed it up. I was frantic this morning whenever I was trying to figure out who each of the characters were.
He said Spot is the one from Brooklyn.
That's right. I remember what happened. I was going, and I was trying to find the characters, and I looked on Google, and it said Spot, and I was listening to the movie, and it said Les was the brother, and I was like, oh, I need to change that whenever I get back into my PowerPoint, and then I never got around to changing it.
So really the question was, did you like the trio Jack, David, and Les?
Yeah.
And you say yes, because
They worked on each
Jack
other pretty well.
and David played off each other very well.
Yeah.
And so did you, Dustin, did you like the character? I mean, obviously you knew them better than Cole, but it is your favorite movie.
I've watched it twice.
Right. And so do you like that trio that works together?
He said I did like the trio.
Very good.
That's good.
What do you think, Cole, and you guys at home, what do you think of the setting of the film?
I thought it was a really good setting. Aesthetically wise, I did not expect it to go in as in-depth because, well, this was shot in like the 80s or 70s-ish area.
Kind of the scenery.
Yeah.
The time frame.
You don't expect to look at all this stuff and see it as it would look like in, like, I guess it was like the 1600s and 1700s area time frame, but it really looked like it was from the 1600s or 1700s. So I don't know. It just was.
What do you mean it was set in the 70s and 80s?
It was shot in the 1970s and 1980s.
This movie was made then?
Yeah.
I thought it was made just a few years ago.
No, maybe the Broadway show.
Oh,
but not the.
Well, there you have me. I didn't know that. So, what did you think, David? What did you think about the setting of the movie? Comment and let us know. Anybody else that's watching, y'all comment and let us know also.
It's from 1992.
Are you saying 70s?
No, it was shot in the 80s.
No.
It was released.
Thank you, David. I thought I saw the other day that it wasn't that old.
You said a few years ago.
Well, to me, 1992 is a few years ago. Look at me. I'm 40 years old. And so for me, 1992 wasn't that long ago. And so I'm thinking 70 years, that's, 50 years ago in the 70s. Anyhow.
That's my bad. I thought it was shot.
But he says he does really like the setting.
Yeah.
So very good. Very good. All right. How about this? Number 3. Under this section, where were your opinions?
What were your?
I can't even read. What were your opinions about Brian Denton?
The newspaper writer. I liked his character. I really did. He was almost like I don't know how to describe his character, but I just liked how he was kind of like one of the few people who believed in the Newsies and their strike. So I just liked his character myself.
Well, what did you like? What did you think about the character? Trying to move my questions up. Brian Denton. Y'all comment and let us know. Dustin says, I like how he supported them. Something you said.
Yeah.
And so very good. All right. What about, what did you guys think about the choreography? Did you feel like it was real good, or did you think maybe it needed a little improvement, or what?
I thought the choreography was really good. Like a lot of the things, I don't think it's the best choreography Disney's ever done, but I still really liked it. Like, it's not nearly as good as something like High School Musical, where they put hours and hours into it. I felt like they still worked on this a lot. And
I'm sure they put hours and hours into it.
I meant days. Like, I feel like
sure they put days into it, but yeah, I get what you're saying. Not as much.
Not as much.
Right.
But I still like the choreography a lot. That was why I included it in the question.
Was it as seamless or as like something like High School Musical?
It's
or
not
really?
nearly as seamless, but it's still really good.
It is. Now, I'm not saying all of y'all have seen this, but I've got an 11-year-old girl. So is it as good as like Descendants when they do their song and dance routines?
It's probably better in my opinion.
Better than Descendants?
Yeah.
Well, that's good. Descendants is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, Dustin, what did you think?
He said he wants to learn the Santa Fe dance. I mean, yeah.
All right.
So, that was another song I really liked. Like, I was listening to it earlier today, and ever since then, I've had that song stuck in my head.
Right.
But
Well, let's look at the next question. So after choreography, we have, what did you think of the writing, the actual screenplay aspect, right?
Yeah.
So what did you think? And then y'all be typing. What did you think of the writing also?
I like the dialogue, like I said earlier. I like the dialogue very well, like the dialogue between the characters, and I also like the foreshadowing of the characters. I didn't. If you would have watched the movie, there was a scene where Jack says, "Don't take any pictures," and then later on he goes in and one of the guys takes a picture, and because of that, he takes a picture of Jack, and because of that, a guy who is trying to catch Jack finds out who he is. So
Okay.
I thought that was interesting. A really good, and also dialogue. Like one of my favorite dialogue scenes is whenever Jack is trying to talk to Spot, and they're kind of like bickering between one another, but still trying to come to an agreement on trying to form a strike.
Now you're talking about Jack and his arguing with Spot, or you talking about Les?
No, Spot.
Okay. Making sure. Right?
Yeah.
All right. He says, well, no comment there. And so let's move on to the next one.
You got 2 likes, by the way.
Thank you for the second like.
All right. So, what did you think of Jack's motivation?
What did I think? Y'all comment what you thought, and then I'm going to tell him that. And so, what did you think about it?
Well, Jack's motivation, if you don't want to get spoiled to any of this, you might want to mute for a minute, but
I'm sure you've already spoiled a lot, so
that's
go ahead.
True. But Jack's whole motivation is he wants to go to Santa Fe. He wants to be free. But I just like the way how they played it out. The whole movie, he's like kind of trapped in this whole strike, and he wants to break free of it, but he can't. At the end of the movie, he has the ability to break free and go to Santa Fe if he just works for this Mr. Pulitzer guy, and he does. He agrees to work for him so he can be free. But at the end of the movie, he decides to rejoin the strike, and because of that, he becomes free on his own,
right,
without the help of the villain.
Very good.
So I just like that about it.
So it was like victory within the idea of he almost had to take a bad path to get to where he wanted to go, but then in the end, he took the right path and got where he was trying to go. But even better.
Yeah, but even better than that, he didn't even go to Santa Fe because at that point, he was free. He didn't have to worry about anything, so he stayed in Brooklyn with everyone he liked.
Gotcha.
The Newsies as like a family.
Yeah. Very good. Very good. Dustin, what was your favorite part of the movie? What did you think of Jack's motivation? Was it, you feel like it was the same thing or what? Comment and let us know. And anyone else for that matter. He says, he's almost selfish, but that's because he's been on his own his whole life.
Yeah.
But I like how he turns it around and realizes he has a Newsie family with David and Les and the other Newsies.
Yeah.
Besides, that's more important than being free.
Yeah. And speaking of which, the whole family thing, I also like the dialogue at the very beginning where he's talking to David about how his father taught him to live, to survive, which was kind of weird because really his dad wasn't there for him almost his entire life.
Right.
So I like that whole bit.
Well, let's ask this question. What would you rate the film on a scale of 1 to 10? And y'all comment what you would rate it on a scale of 1 to 10. What would you rate it, Cole, on a scale of 1 to 10?
For me, it's not a perfect film, but what it does right, it does really right. So I would give it an 8.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
That's a great rating. That's higher than a lot of weeks. And so what about you, David, and everyone else watching? David says a 9.5.
It really is a good film. 9.5.
Y'all make me feel like I'm going to have to watch it tonight or something. And so we'll see.
Well, my mom was too tired. She watched it.
She watched it for a while.
A little bit.
And then went down too.
She watched about like the first 10, 20 minutes of the film. But my mom got tired, so she fell asleep.
She also worked
She said
outside all day yesterday. So
Yeah. So if she wants to watch it again, but
there you go. All right. So how about this? Would you recommend the film to a friend?
depending on the friend, I would recommend it to them. I'd recommend this to somebody who's above the age of 10. Some of it's a little, they swear a few times and they're a little inappropriate a few times. But other than that, I'd recommend it to a friend. Yeah.
What about you, you guys at home? Would y'all recommend it to a friend? And so comment yes, yes, I'd recommend it, or no, I'd never recommend this thing. Just let us know what you're thinking. No, Dustin, I can't believe that. I'm just kidding. Yeah, that's good. I figured Dustin would say yes. I was wondering maybe if somebody else had a response. Maybe they thought they would recommend it also. But
all right,
Dustin, you make me want to go watch it. He says, I've made a few of my friends watch it. There you go. There you go.
So
do you do what?
So I was going to say, now you move on to the next question. Do you think you will watch this movie again anytime soon? Dustin said Emily is dealing with the baby. All right. But do you guys think you'll watch it again anytime soon? I'm going to guess, Dustin, preemptively, you're going to say yes. And for me, if they watch it tonight, I'll probably watch it tonight. So
he said Emily really likes it also. Her favorite song is Santa Fe.
That's a really good song. Very emotional, at least.
Right. And Diego Gaming said, how much
is Disney Plus?
It's like $8 a month.
Is it $8 a month?
Yeah, it's like $6.99 or $6.95 or $7.95, something like that.
I know it was $6.99 whenever it started off.
And then I think there's a couple of fees on there. I think it takes out of my account like $7 and some change. So I'm just rounding it up to $8.
Yeah.
And so that's $8 a month. And it's got tons of different movies on there. So, and we're not sponsored by them. We're not doing anything like that. This is just
Disney sponsor us.
Yeah, Disney sponsors us with our big hitting YouTube channel here. But fun times.
Did you know on May the 4th they're adding all 9 Star Wars?
I didn't know that.
Yes.
All right. So
big news on May the 4th. Disney's going to add all 9 episodes. Right?
That's what I saw on a Facebook article today.
I don't know if that's really true, but it was official Disney.
Yeah. So I mean,
it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, it's May the 4th be with you, which segues very. The connection is unstable.
Yeah.
Hold on.
So hopefully that comes back online there.
All right. Is everything fine, everyone? Let's see. Dustin said I saw it too.
Dustin said he saw that too. Very good.
Just making sure I wasn't crazy there.
All right. So as we segue into the end of what we're looking at here, let's talk about Star Wars. Next week is May the 4th.
Exactly on
Monday. So on May the 4th, we probably should do something Star Wars-ish. So I'm thinking
we're gonna let
we should vote between episode 1 and episode 9, and I would even say you could do
9 because that's not out until that day, until May the 4th.
Oh, that's true. We can't watch it that day. So through episode 8, and we could do Rogue One, and I don't think they have Solo Story on there till that day either. And so,
well, that's actually in July, supposedly.
Oh yeah, that's right. Unless they moved something up.
Yeah.
So anyhow, long story short, episodes 1 through 8 or Rogue One. You guys comment which one you'd like to watch, and we'll look at what all y'all comment, and we'll go from there.
Andy is asking what's going on May 4th.
Okay, May the 4th is 1 week from today, and so we'll have our next movie. And on May the 4th is kind of like the big anniversary for Disney. They're going to put out all 9 episodes will be available on Disney Plus on that one day. But we do what?
I'm sure they're going to.
Yeah, it may be on there from then on, but I'm saying it'll start being available that day. So we want to, since it's May the 4th, we want to say let's do a Star Wars movie next week, and we can do anything from episode 1 through 8. 9 won't be available till that day.
Dustin votes for 6, Return of the Jedi.
Okay.
All right. What are you going to vote for, Dad?
I'm a Rogue One kind of guy.
I was going to say, the reason I choose Rogue One, I'm going to choose Rogue One as well. But because if you start, I feel like if you start in the middle of a Star Wars movie and you just choose a random one like The Last Jedi, you have to kind of watch Force Awakens first before you really get into the movie. So maybe that's just me.
Just you.
Just you.
Oh, okay.
I can get into them right off the bat.
I can get into it. Don't get me wrong.
Emily says.
I feel like if you want to really get into it.
Emily says Attack of the Clones.
Attack of the Clones. Right? So.
Tammy.
Andy H says Rogue One. Don't get me wrong. I can still like a Star Wars movie, but I prefer to get into a movie from episode 1.
Too.
So Tammy says Return of the Jedi.
Return of the Jedi has 2 votes.
And Mary Lena.
She said supposedly Disney's releasing Star Wars.
That's correct, Mary Lena. They're supposed to be releasing all the way through episode 9 that day. And so we can't watch 9 because we film that night, and we won't have time. If you work or something, you wouldn't be able to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll do all the way through episode 8 and Return of the Jedi. We're kind of voting on which one we would watch. And so if you want to vote, you can do anything from episode 1 through 8, or you could do Rogue One. And so comment which one you would like to watch, and then that'll go into the count. Currently, we have Attack of the Clones, we have Return of the Jedi, and we have Rogue One picked out.
Right. The Phantom Menace, long live the true Sith Lord Jar Jar Binks.
Amen, girl. I'm telling you, that's a true one after my own heart.
All right. Emily said Rogue One. So that's 4 votes, Rogue One.
The old
2
Sith
votes,
Lord.
Return of the Jedi, and then 1 vote, Phantom Menace, and 1 vote, Attack of the Clones.
I know a lot of people don't really think of that Jar Jar Sith Lord thing as being serious, but seriously, I think it was true. I think that's what their intention was.
I don't think they were going to do it.
Yeah.
There is a part of me that does kind of believe it, but
I'm down with it.
I'm not a conspiracy theorist on that end.
What's your vote, Allison? 4th or the 5th? You have to pick one.
Are you talking about the one that's Dagobah?
The one where Luke kind of enters the scene, or the one? Is that what you're talking about?
Where like the one that Luke's the major.
He's a major in
4, 5, and
4,
6.
5, and 6 for sure, girl.
Kind of an 8, honestly.
He comes in where he's
All right. Maria Linda Hernandez
One where
says,
he comes
I also think the cameo with E.T. in that is in that one. I think she's talking about Phantom Menace.
I think that is the
Allison said the one where Luke saves Leia.
The one where Luke saves Leia.
So eat almost every single one of the Star Wars one except for The Empire Strikes Back.
So do 4, because she said 4 or 5, and so she said do 4.
That's right.
New Hope.
Yep, that's right. So 1 Phantom Menace, 1 Attack of the Clones, 1 A New Hope.
Any last
2
minute
Return
votes?
of the Jedi, and then 4 Rogue One.
Any last minute votes? You all are my people wanting to watch Rogue One. I love it. A people after my own heart. All right. So Rogue One it is.
Rogue One is next week's video or discussion.
So watch Rogue One this week. I'll probably watch it 3 times because I like it.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be a good one.
If the gym was open.
If the gym was open, I'd be watching it every day. That's my workout jam. And so as much as I work out. All right. So Rogue One it is. I'm super stoked about that. Can't wait. And so I'll have lots of input next week. And I'm not going to be too tired to watch Rogue One. And so be excited about that. Well, all in all, Cole said the Newsies was amazing.
Yeah.
Said you kind of liked it too, what you saw before you fell asleep.
Yeah, I plan on.
I told them all we worked outdoors all day yesterday, and the sun got us with that vitamin D.
Thank you.
And we were out.
Like.
We were out. I was out before the movie even got turned on, and so I appreciate that, and look forward to visiting with all of you next week for a discussion over Rogue One. And so until then, until next time, from our house to yours.